Ladies and gentlemen, imagine, just for a moment, that in the next 60 minutes your life could begin to change, not because of some complicated plan or a long, tiring struggle, but simply because you opened yourself to a profound, effortless truth. What I want to share with you is a practice, not a magic trick, not a quick fix, but a spiritual awakening that has the power to manifest what you truly need and desire. And it works. Yes, in just 1 hour, if you choose to engage fully with what I'm about to reveal, your inner world will begin to shift. And as your inner world shifts, so will your outer circumstances. Why listen to this speech in full? Because it offers more than empty promises. It demands something more: your openness, your faith, your willingness to let go of the frantic grasping that so often keeps us stuck. If you stay with me, I will guide you through a simple yet deeply profound process of manifestation that requires no effort, no forcing, only a surrender to the greater movement of life itself. Here is the essence. True manifestation is not about controlling or demanding from the universe. It's about aligning your mind, your heart, and your spirit with the reality you want to live. The key is not in desperate wanting, but in peaceful allowing. In this stillness, the impossible becomes possible. So how do we do this? How do we begin the practice of effortless manifestation? First, you must quiet the noise within, the endless chatter of doubt, fear, and distraction. Create a space in your heart where calmness reigns. This is your sacred ground. Second, acknowledge what you truly desire. Not what you think you should want, or what others tell you is important, but what lights your soul on fire. Third, entrust your desire to a power far greater than yourself. This is not a blind hope, but a sacred trust in the unfolding of grace. It is to say, I am open, I am ready, I receive. Fourth, hold this vision gently, but firmly, without grasping. Let it live in you as a seed planted in fertile soil. Water it with patience, faith, and joy. In doing this, you create a divine magnetism. The universe does not resist your calm, faithful presence. Instead, it responds with a flow of opportunities, insights, and blessings you never could have manufactured on your own. Remember, manifestation is less about the frantic pursuit and more about the holy dance between human will and divine grace. If you commit to this practice in the next hour, you will feel a change, a lightness, a peace, a clarity. And that is only the beginning. So, I invite you now to take this message deep into your being. Let it work silently within you as you move through the rest of your day. Watch closely how the seemingly ordinary moments begin to ripple with extraordinary potential. You don't have to do anything else but open your heart, trust the process, and watch the effortless manifestation begin. In our fast-paced world where instant gratification often feels like the only way to stay relevant or fulfilled, the idea that something can truly change your life within the span of just 1 hour is both compelling and, perhaps, a little suspicious. Yet the truth is, profound transformation does not have to be a drawn-out, complicated process that takes months or years. Sometimes, the deepest shifts happen quickly, when you open yourself fully to a new way of seeing, feeling, and being. The method I am about to share is precisely that kind of shift, immediate, profound, and deeply real. It works because it connects you with a part of yourself that is always present but often unnoticed, the quiet center of your being where true power resides. When we think about manifestation, we usually imagine it as a long journey. We picture ourselves setting goals, working hard, hoping, doubting, and sometimes giving up. That's the story many people live with, and for good reason. Many manifestations do take time because we get caught in cycles of resistance, distraction, and misunderstanding about how manifestation really works. But what if there was a way to bypass all of that? What if the real key to manifesting what you want lay not in struggle or force, but in a moment of awakening? This method shows you how to step into that moment. The reason it can work so quickly is because manifestation is, at its core, a matter of alignment. It's not about producing something new out of nothing. Instead, it's about tuning your inner frequency to match the reality you desire. Think of it like tuning a radio dial. When you are off frequency, all you get is static and noise. But the moment you find the right frequency, the music comes through clearly and effortlessly. This is exactly how manifestation works. When your thoughts, emotions, and spirit align with what you want, it begins to show up almost immediately. This immediate impact is not some kind of wishful thinking or magical thinking that happens outside the laws of nature. Rather, it's a natural response to a deep internal shift. When you quiet your mind and open your heart, you create an internal environment where new ideas, opportunities, and synchronicities can flow in. This openness, this inner stillness, acts like a beacon, drawing in the things you need. And because this shift happens inside you, it can begin to change your external world very quickly. Many people overlook this truth because they expect to see instant physical results, like a sudden new job, relationship, or money in their bank account. While those things can and do happen, the first evidence of this manifestation process is always internal. You will feel it as a new clarity, a sudden sense of peace, or a powerful surge of confidence. These internal changes may seem subtle at first, but they are the foundation for everything that follows. If you pay attention, you will notice how your thoughts become more focused, your decisions become clearer, and your actions become more aligned with your goals. This is the inner transformation that fuels all external change. Because this process is so natural and effortless, it can be done by anyone, regardless of your background or circumstances. You don't need special skills or tools. What you need is willingness. The willingness to pause, to listen, and to trust in the process. This willingness is the seed of immediate impact. The moment you give yourself permission to enter this state of alignment, the universe responds accordingly. Furthermore, this immediate effect is deeply rooted in the understanding that time is not a linear obstacle, but a fluid medium. In the higher reality where manifestation occurs, an hour can be enough to rewire your mind and spirit. This hour is not measured by the clock, but by your readiness to receive. The transformation that happens within you is timeless. It transcends the usual cause and effect expectations. When you enter this state, you touch on the eternal now, the present moment, where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Manifestation happens there, not in some distant future. It's important to realize that the immediacy of this method does not diminish its depth or power. On the contrary, it underscores the profound connection between your inner state and your outer reality. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense. If your reality is a mirror of your consciousness, then changing your consciousness can change your reality right now. This is the principle behind the immediate impact of the method. Many who try this method report feeling a sudden lifting of burdens, a lightening of their emotional load, and a renewed sense of hope. This is the first sign of the manifestation process working. The universe has heard your internal request and is beginning to rearrange the circumstances around you. The changes you desire are moving from the realm of thought into the realm of being. Another reason this method works so quickly is that it taps into a deeper spiritual truth, the divine timing of your life. When you align with this timing, when you stop resisting and trying to control every detail, you begin to flow with life instead of against it. This flow accelerates manifestation because you are no longer blocked by fear, doubt, or impatience. You trust that what you need will come exactly when it is supposed to. And that trust itself becomes a powerful magnet for your desires. The immediate impact of this manifestation method is a reflection of a profound spiritual principle. Change starts within. By cultivating a moment of quiet alignment within just 1 hour, you open yourself to receive life's abundant gifts effortlessly. The transformation that begins inside you will ripple outwards, reshaping your reality in ways you might not expect, but will be grateful for. If you are ready to experience this, all it takes is your attention and your openness for the next 60 minutes. The shift will happen, the manifestation will begin, and your life will never be the same. In the pursuit of transformation and manifestation, many people fall into the trap of believing that the process must be complicated, mysterious, or require extreme effort. We imagine long, arduous journeys, countless rituals, complicated formulas, or the need for specialized knowledge that only a few can access. This belief often leads to frustration, overwhelm, and ultimately giving up before real progress can be made. But the simple truth at the heart of effective manifestation is that the process is fundamentally effortless and straightforward. It is not about struggling or forcing outcomes, but about allowing and aligning. When something is truly powerful and transformative, it often reveals itself in its simplicity. Complex things can be confusing and intimidating, and they tend to drain our energy rather than build it. But when a method is simple, it invites participation from everyone, regardless of their background, education, or previous experience with manifestation. Simplicity democratizes transformation, it removes barriers, and makes profound change accessible to all who are willing to open themselves. This ease comes from understanding what manifestation really is. Manifestation is not about pushing the universe to give you what you want through sheer willpower. It's not a battle or a contest where you try to prove your worthiness by doing more, trying harder, or following endless rules. Instead, manifestation is about creating a natural flow, a state of harmony where your inner desires and the outer world come into alignment. This harmony doesn't require force. It thrives in stillness, in patience, and in trust. One of the greatest misconceptions is that manifestation requires constant effort and control. People think they must obsess over every detail, repeat affirmations hundreds of times, or engage in complicated visualizations to make their dreams come true. While these practices can have value when done with the right mindset, they are not the core of manifestation. At its essence, manifestation is about letting go of control, releasing resistance, and simply being open to receive. The power of simplicity is that it removes all the unnecessary steps and focuses on what really matters, your state of being. When you shift your inner state from one of stress, doubt, or frustration to one of peace, clarity, and confidence, you align with the natural order of life. This alignment is effortless because it flows from within you. It requires no external props, no complicated rituals, no perfect timing. It only requires your willingness to be present and your openness to the possibility that things can change for the better. Another reason this method is so easy is that it respects the rhythm of your life. It does not demand that you stop everything or retreat into isolation for days on end. Instead, it works with the natural cycles of your day, your energy, and your attention. This means you can practice it anywhere, anytime, whether you are sitting quietly in your home, walking outside, or even during a brief moment of pause in your busy schedule. Because it does not rely on external conditions, it is accessible to everyone, regardless of their circumstances. This simplicity also honors the way the universe works. Nature is elegant and efficient. It does not waste energy on unnecessary complexity. When you align with this principle, you become a co-creator with the universe, rather than a resistor. You begin to move in harmony with life's flow, and your manifestations happen effortlessly as a natural consequence. Simplicity in manifestation also means that you are not bound by rigid formulas or external validation. There is no one right way to manifest, no prescribed set of steps that must be followed exactly. Instead, the method invites you to connect with your own inner wisdom and intuition. You learn to listen to what feels true and right for you. This personal connection makes the process more genuine, more joyful, and ultimately more effective. The ease of this method is also deeply freeing. When you stop trying so hard, you create space for creativity, inspiration, and unexpected opportunities to enter your life. Effortlessness is not laziness. It is the intelligent use of energy. It means doing less of what drains you and more of what nourishes your soul. It means trusting the process instead of battling against it. Many who try this method discover that as they relax into this state of ease, their fears and doubts begin to dissolve. The weight of having to do it perfectly lifts, and they feel lighter, more alive, and more connected to the possibilities around them. This lightness itself is a powerful attractor. It draws positive circumstances and people into their lives naturally. Because this method is so accessible, it invites anyone to begin manifesting right now, without delay. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions, the right mindset, or the ideal moment. You can start with what you have, exactly where you are. This immediate accessibility is part of what makes the method so transformational. It empowers you to take charge of your life without unnecessary obstacles. Moreover, the simplicity and ease of this approach encourage consistent practice. When something is complicated, it's easy to lose motivation or give up. But when the process is straightforward and enjoyable, you are more likely to return to it again and again. This consistency builds momentum, deepens your alignment, and accelerates your manifestations. In essence, the simplicity of this method is a reflection of a deeper spiritual truth. The path to fulfillment is not found in struggle but in surrender, not in complexity but in clarity, not in forcing but in allowing. By embracing simplicity, you open the door to effortless manifestation, where your desires unfold naturally and your life begins to mirror the beauty and abundance you envision. If you are willing to embrace this ease, to let go of the need for control and complication, you will discover that manifestation is not a distant goal, but a living reality that you can step into now, right here, right now. At the heart of any true manifestation lies the alignment of the inner world. This means that the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you hold must all be harmonized with the reality you wish to bring into existence. This is not a superficial practice or a mere act of wishful thinking. It is a profound inner shift that affects how you experience yourself and the world around you. The power of manifestation is not about changing external circumstances directly, but about changing your internal landscape so deeply that your outer reality naturally follows. Inner alignment begins with awareness. Often, we do not realize how fragmented or contradictory our inner states are. We might want success, peace, or love, but deep down harbor doubts, fears, or conflicting beliefs that sabotage these desires. This internal discord creates resistance, which acts like a barrier to manifestation. Imagine trying to tune a musical instrument that is out. No matter how beautifully you want the song to sound, if the strings are misaligned, the music will be discordant. In the same way, if your inner world is not in harmony, your manifestations will be delayed, distorted, or blocked. This method emphasizes that true manifestation requires intentional tuning. It invites you to listen deeply to your inner dialogue, the thoughts you habitually repeat, the emotions that arise spontaneously, and the beliefs that have taken root through years of experience and conditioning. These inner elements form the foundation of your energetic state. When they align with your desired outcome, your entire being vibrates at a frequency that matches that outcome. This resonance acts like a magnet, drawing your goals and desires into your lived reality. But how does one achieve this inner tuning? The process begins with quieting the mind and turning inward. In the noise of daily life, it is easy to get caught up in distractions and external demands, losing touch with your inner self. This method teaches that slowing down, practicing mindfulness, and creating moments of stillness are essential. In these quiet moments, you can observe your thoughts without judgment and gently steer them toward alignment with your highest vision. Moreover, emotions are a powerful indicator of alignment. Feelings are like the language of your subconscious mind, revealing whether your inner state supports or resists your goals. When you feel anxious, doubtful, or fearful, these emotions signal misalignment. When you feel calm, joyful, and confident, you are in harmony with your manifestation. This method encourages you to cultivate positive emotions deliberately, not by forcing happiness, but by choosing thoughts and images that inspire hope and gratitude. This emotional tuning shifts your vibrational frequency to match the reality you seek. Beliefs play a crucial role as well. Deep-seated beliefs act as filters through which you interpret reality. If your core beliefs contradict your desires, manifestation becomes almost impossible. For example, if you desire abundance but believe you are undeserving, your belief system will block the flow of abundance. This method helps you identify limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. This is not about ignoring reality or indulging in false optimism, but about consciously reshaping your internal narrative so it supports your goals. Inner alignment also means becoming aware of your energetic body, the subtle field that surrounds and permeates you. This field responds to your mental and emotional states, influencing how you interact with the world. When your energy is scattered or heavy with negativity, it creates energetic dissonance that repels what you want. But when your energy is centered, light, and positive, it opens pathways for manifestation. This method incorporates practices that balance and raise your energy, such as focused breathing, visualization, and meditation, helping you maintain a clear and receptive state. One of the most transformative aspects of this inner work is the realization that you are not your thoughts or emotions. Rather, you are the awareness behind them. This perspective empowers you to detach from negative patterns and choose new, aligned thoughts and feelings. It invites you to become the conscious creator of your inner world, rather than a passive victim of circumstance. This conscious creation is the essence of manifestation. Another important element is consistency. Inner alignment is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Your mind and emotions are constantly influenced by your environment, experiences, and habits. Therefore, regular tuning and realignment are necessary to maintain the vibrational match with your desires. This method provides tools and guidance to help you integrate this practice into your daily life, making inner alignment a natural and ongoing process. Inner alignment also brings profound peace. When your inner world resonates with your deepest desires, there is no inner conflict or struggle. This peace is a sign that you are living in accordance with your true self and divine purpose. It creates a stable foundation from which manifestation naturally unfolds. Without this peace, manifestations tend to be sporadic and unsatisfying because they are born from desperation rather than clarity. It is also important to recognize that inner alignment transcends mere personal gain. When you align deeply with your authentic self, you tap into a universal intelligence that governs all creation. Your manifestations then become not only about your individual desires, but about contributing to the greater good. This elevates the process from selfish wanting to a sacred partnership with life itself. Finally, inner alignment is a deeply empowering practice. It places the power of manifestation firmly within you. You no longer have to wait for external circumstances to change or rely on luck. Instead, you cultivate the internal conditions that make manifestation inevitable. This shift in perspective changes everything because it moves you from a mindset of lack and limitation to one of abundance and possibility. In essence, this keynote reveals that the secret to effortless and immediate manifestation lies in the profound work of tuning your inner world. When your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs resonate fully with your desires, your entire being becomes a powerful magnet. The universe responds to this magnetism, and your manifestations begin to appear naturally, effortlessly, and swiftly. By committing to this inner alignment, you step into your true creative power. You become the conscious architect of your reality, capable of manifesting not just material things, but a life of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. This is the gift of inner alignment, a gift that, once embraced, changes everything. Faith and trust are the lifeblood of any true manifestation process. They are not mere hopeful wishes or blind optimism. They are profound states of being that transform your relationship with your desires and with life itself. To manifest effortlessly and quickly, it is essential to develop a deep-seated faith that what you want is already in motion, even when your physical senses and current circumstances suggest otherwise. This kind of faith acts as a bridge between your present reality and the future you seek, allowing the invisible to become visible through the power of trust. Faith in this context is not about passive waiting or sitting back hoping things will happen. It is an active, vibrant force that fuels your inner conviction and aligns your entire being with the reality of your desires. It means believing in the unseen, trusting in the process, and embracing the certainty that your manifestation is inevitable. This faith carries you through moments of doubt, delay, and apparent setbacks, helping you maintain a steady focus on your vision rather than being distracted by fears or skepticism. To cultivate such faith, it is important to shift your mindset from one of if to one of already. Instead of thinking, if this will happen, you begin to live with the knowing that it is already happening. This subtle but powerful shift changes your energy dramatically. It moves you out of uncertainty and into the realm of assurance. When you live as though your desire is already fulfilled, your thoughts, feelings, and actions naturally align with that reality, accelerating the manifestation process. Trust accompanies faith like a loyal companion. Where faith is the belief in the unseen, trust is the surrender to the process. Trust means releasing the need to control how and when your manifestation will occur. It means accepting that there is a greater intelligence or natural order at work, guiding the unfolding of your desires in the perfect way and timing. This surrender is not a weakness but a strength, an acknowledgement that you do not have to force or manipulate outcomes, but rather co-create with the flow of life. Developing trust requires patience and resilience. In a world that often values immediate results and tangible proof, it can be challenging to maintain trust when the evidence is not yet visible. Yet this is precisely why trust is so powerful. It teaches you to hold space for your desires without clinging desperately to outcomes or rushing the process. When you trust deeply, you create a calm, confident energy that invites your manifestation to come to you effortlessly. This method encourages embracing uncertainty rather than fearing it. Often, fear of the unknown blocks manifestation because it triggers resistance. But when you cultivate faith and trust, uncertainty becomes an invitation rather than a threat. You learn to be comfortable with not knowing all the details, knowing that your highest good is being served even when the path is unclear. This openness creates energetic freedom, which magnetizes your desires. The power of faith and trust is also found in their ability to transform your emotional state. When you doubt or worry, your energy contracts and repels what you want. But when you trust, your energy expands with hope, peace, and joy, creating a vibrational match to your desires. This emotional shift is essential because manifestation is not just a mental exercise, but a holistic process involving your entire being, mind, body, and spirit. Another vital aspect is that faith and trust nurture gratitude. When you trust that your manifestation is already unfolding, you begin to see signs of progress, no matter how small. This awareness fosters a deep sense of gratitude for what you have and what is coming. Gratitude itself is a powerful attractor. It opens your heart and raises your vibration, creating a fertile ground for your desires to grow. This cycle of faith, trust, and gratitude creates unstoppable momentum toward your goals. Faith and trust also protect you from the pitfalls of impatience and frustration. It is natural to want quick results, but impatience often leads to forcing or giving up prematurely. This method teaches that true power lies in steadfastness, holding your vision firmly while resting in the assurance that it will come. This balance of steady belief and gentle surrender is the secret to effortless manifestation. Moreover, faith and trust connect you to a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. When you believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor, you begin to see your life as part of a larger divine plan. This perspective shifts your focus from mere material gain to spiritual growth and alignment. It brings peace and fulfillment regardless of external outcomes, because your trust is rooted in something greater than circumstances. Cultivating faith and trust involves daily practices that reinforce your inner certainty. These might include affirmations that affirm your belief in the fulfillment of your desires, meditation to quiet doubt and open your heart, and visualization to immerse yourself in the feeling of already having what you want. Over time, these practices build a strong foundation of faith that supports you through challenges and keeps your manifestation process effortless. It's important to remember that faith is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. Rather, it is about choosing to focus your energy on what you want rather than on fears or limitations. This choice creates a powerful, energetic signal to the universe, telling it that you are ready to receive. It also changes how you show up in the world, more confident, hopeful, and aligned, attracting opportunities and resources that might otherwise go unnoticed. The magic of faith and trust lies in their ability to transform your entire experience of life. When you live with deep trust, life becomes an adventure full of possibilities instead of a series of problems and obstacles. You move through each day with a sense of peace and assurance, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This mindset not only accelerates manifestation, but also enriches your overall well-being and happiness. In essence, faith and trust are the pillars that hold up the entire process of effortless manifestation. Without them, your desires remain distant hopes. With them, they become living realities. By cultivating unwavering faith that your manifestation is already underway, and by surrendering to the divine timing with trust, you align yourself with the natural flow of creation. This alignment makes your manifestation not only possible, but inevitable, effortless, joyful, and profound. Resistance is often the unseen obstacle standing between you and the effortless manifestation of your desires. It lurks beneath the surface in the form of doubt, fear, impatience, and the desire to control outcomes. This resistance disrupts the natural flow of energy that supports manifestation, creating blockages and delays. Understanding how to recognize and release this resistance is essential to unlocking the effortless power of manifestation. Resistance typically arises from deep within the mind and emotions. Doubt creeps in when your conscious mind questions whether your desires are realistic or achievable. Fear emerges as a protective mechanism, often linked to past experiences or uncertainty about the future. Impatience stems from the human tendency to want instant results and discomfort with waiting. The desire to control stems from a lack of trust in the unfolding process and a need to micromanage outcomes. Each of these forms of resistance acts like a barrier, preventing your energy from fully aligning with what you want. The first step in releasing resistance is awareness. Many people are unaware of how much resistance they carry because it often operates subconsciously. Thoughts such as, "Will this really work?" or feelings of frustration when things don't happen quickly are clues that resistance is present. This method encourages developing a mindful attitude toward your inner states. Observing your doubts, fears, and impatience without judgment. By bringing these feelings into conscious awareness, you create space for transformation. Once resistance is acknowledged, the next step is acceptance. Resistance is a natural human experience. It does not mean you are failing or doing something wrong. Accepting your resistance without self-criticism allows you to face it with compassion rather than fight it, which only strengthens its hold. This gentle approach reduces the tension around resistance and begins the process of releasing it. Letting go of resistance also requires understanding its root causes. Often, resistance is tied to limiting beliefs and old conditioning. For example, if you grew up hearing that success is rare or that good things don't last. These beliefs can generate subconscious resistance when you try to manifest abundance. This method guides you to identify and gently challenge these beliefs, replacing them with empowering thoughts that support your desires. This mental reprogramming weakens resistance at its source. Emotions are powerful allies in this process. Resistance is usually accompanied by negative emotional energy, stress, anxiety, frustration, that creates energetic congestion. Learning to manage and transform these emotions is key. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness help calm the nervous system, clear emotional blockages, and restore energetic flow. When your emotional energy becomes calm and balanced, resistance naturally dissolves. Impatience, in particular, is a major source of resistance. The modern world conditions us to expect quick results, but manifestation is a process that unfolds in divine timing. Impatience creates a push against the natural flow, often leading to forcing, worry, or giving up prematurely. This method teaches the value of patience, not as passive waiting, but as active trust and steady faith. Patience allows you to remain centered and receptive, making it easier for your desires to materialize. Control is another subtle form of resistance. It arises when you try to dictate exactly how your manifestation should occur, rather than allowing space for the universe to deliver in the best possible way. This tight grip on outcomes limits possibilities and can cause frustration when things don't go as planned. Learning to surrender control means opening to creative solutions and unexpected blessings. It is an act of humility and wisdom to recognize that sometimes the best results come from paths you did not anticipate. The process of letting go of resistance also involves cultivating a state of flow, a harmonious inner condition where you are relaxed, open, and aligned with your desires. Flow is the antidote to resistance. When you are in flow, your thoughts, feelings, and actions are synchronized, and your energy moves freely toward your goals. This state is often experienced during moments of joy, creativity, or deep presence. This method provides tools to help you access and maintain flow, such as visualization, affirmations, and connecting with your inner self. One of the most powerful ways to release resistance is through forgiveness of yourself and others. Resistance often stems from past hurts, regrets, or grudges that create emotional heaviness. Forgiveness lightens this burden, freeing your energy to move forward. This method encourages practicing forgiveness regularly as a way to cleanse your energetic field and open to manifestation. It is important to remember that releasing resistance is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. As new desires arise and circumstances change, resistance can reappear in subtle ways. The practice of awareness, acceptance, and letting go must become part of your daily routine. Over time, this leads to a profound shift in your relationship with manifestation, from struggle and effort to ease and grace. Another key insight is that resistance can sometimes be mistaken for external obstacles. When challenges arise, it's easy to blame circumstances or other people, but often these external difficulties are reflections of internal resistance. By working inward first, releasing resistance within, you gain clarity and strength to navigate external challenges more effectively, turning them into stepping stones rather than barriers. In practical terms, letting go of resistance means learning to pause when negative thoughts or emotions arise and consciously choosing to release them. It might involve affirming, "I release all doubt and fear," or visualizing resistance as a dark cloud dissolving in the light of your awareness. These practices retrain your mind and emotions, gradually weakening resistance's grip. This keynote also highlights that letting go is not about giving up on your desires. Instead, it is about giving up on struggle, tension, and resistance, allowing your desires to come to you effortlessly. It is a shift from pushing and fighting to flowing and receiving. When resistance is released, manifestation becomes a joyful dance rather than a battle. The freedom that comes from releasing resistance is transformative beyond manifestation itself. It leads to greater peace, joy, and presence in every aspect of life. You become more adaptable, open-hearted, and resilient. This expanded state of being naturally attracts the very things you desire because it embodies the energy of alignment and abundance. In essence, this keynote reveals that resistance is the hidden enemy of manifestation. To manifest effortlessly within an hour or less, you must learn to identify, accept, and release all forms of resistance: doubt, fear, impatience, and control. By doing so, you clear the energetic path for your desires to flow naturally into your life. This letting go transforms the manifestation process from hard work into an inspired, graceful journey that honors your deepest self and the creative power of life. Understanding that manifestation is a dynamic process rather than a fixed outcome is crucial for effortless manifestation. Too often, people approach manifestation as if it were a checklist: desire something, visualize it, then expect it to materialize exactly as imagined within a set time frame. This rigid mindset creates tension and disappointment when reality doesn't conform to expectations. The truth is that manifestation is a living, unfolding process that involves ongoing interaction between your inner state, external conditions, and the broader flow of life. Embracing this dynamic nature is a powerful step toward manifesting with ease and grace. Manifestation flows through multiple stages, and each stage requires a different kind of engagement from you. The initial stage begins with clarity of desire, knowing what you want to bring into your life. This clarity focuses your energy and intention, setting the foundation for manifestation. However, clarity alone is not enough. After this, there is a period of preparation, often unseen, where your subconscious mind, your energy field, and your circumstances align to support your desire. This phase can involve shifts in your beliefs, emotional patterns, and habits. It may also involve external signs, opportunities, or encounters that seem unrelated but serve the manifestation process. Recognizing that manifestation is a process helps you release the need to control every step and outcome. When you fixate on a specific way or time frame for manifestation, you close off the natural flow of possibilities. Life is infinitely creative and can bring your desires in ways far more enriching than you can imagine. Holding a flexible, open attitude invites this creativity to work on your behalf. It encourages you to remain receptive to new paths, adjustments, and even changes in what you originally wanted, leading to results that are often better than expected. Manifestation is also deeply connected to your state of being. As your desires unfold, your inner world shifts in response. You may notice new thoughts, feelings, and insights emerging. This inner evolution is part of the dynamic process and requires your attention and willingness to grow. Resistance to this inner change can stall manifestation, while acceptance and curiosity about your growth accelerate it. When you flow with your evolving self rather than resisting it, manifestation moves effortlessly. Patience is a natural ally in this dynamic process. It is not passive waiting but active trust and engagement. You continue to nurture your desires with positive attention, maintain your aligned state, and take inspired actions when prompted. You watch for signs and opportunities, yet you do not force or rush. This balance between effort and surrender is delicate but essential. It allows the process to unfold in its own time, while you remain a co-creator, fully present and engaged. The dynamic nature of manifestation also means that setbacks or delays are not failures, but feedback. Sometimes what you desire needs to be refined or reconsidered. Other times your timing may not be aligned with the highest good for you or others. Viewing challenges as part of the process rather than obstacles shifts your perspective and opens new possibilities. It invites reflection, adjustment, and sometimes deeper learning. This adaptive approach strengthens your manifestation power and resilience. Another aspect of the dynamic process is the interplay between your personal energy and the collective energy around you. You exist within a web of relationships, environments, and social influences that affect manifestation. Sometimes changes in others or your surroundings can accelerate or slow down the process. Being aware of this interconnectedness helps you remain grounded and flexible. It also encourages compassion and patience, recognizing that manifestation is not just your individual journey, but part of a larger flow. This understanding invites you to engage in daily practices that support the ongoing process. These might include meditation, journaling, or gratitude rituals that keep your awareness aligned with your desires and the present moment. Such practices deepen your connection to the flow and keep your energy clear and receptive. They also help you notice subtle shifts and synchronicities that signal progress, boosting your confidence and motivation. The dynamic process of manifestation also requires you to cultivate faith. Not blind faith, but an intelligent trust based on experience and understanding. You come to see that although you cannot control every detail, the universe is responsive and benevolent. This trust arises from repeated experiences where your intentions brought forth unexpected blessings or solutions. Over time, this trust becomes a stable foundation that supports you through uncertainties and invites effortless manifestation. Furthermore, manifestation as a process involves collaboration between your conscious mind, subconscious programming, and intuitive guidance. Your conscious mind sets intentions and makes plans, while your subconscious mind works behind the scenes to align your beliefs and habits. Intuition offers subtle nudges and insights that guide your actions in harmony with the larger flow. When you recognize and honor this collaboration, you reduce inner conflict and enhance the manifestation process. You learn to listen deeply to your inner voice and respond with confidence. This dynamic understanding also softens attachment to specific outcomes. Attachment often stems from fear or insecurity, which create energetic resistance. When you let go of rigid expectations and embrace the process, you open to receive in ways you may not have anticipated. Sometimes what you manifest exceeds your original desire or arrives through unexpected channels. This openness transforms manifestation from a goal-oriented task into a joyful journey of discovery. Embracing manifestation as a dynamic process encourages humility and gratitude. Humility comes from recognizing that you are part of a vast, intelligent, and creative universe that is constantly at work. Gratitude flows naturally as you appreciate each step, every small sign, and the unfolding of your desires, no matter how gradual. This attitude creates a positive feedback loop, attracting more to be grateful for and deepening your alignment with the flow of life. In sum, understanding manifestation as a dynamic, unfolding process liberates you from frustration, control, and impatience. It invites you into a harmonious dance with life, where your intentions, inner growth, and external circumstances co-create the reality you desire. This perspective shifts manifestation from a mechanical task to a profound spiritual practice, empowering you to manifest effortlessly and joyfully in every moment. Now, as we come to the close of this journey, I want you to carry this truth deeply within your heart. Effortless manifestation is not some distant dream or complicated ritual. It is your birthright, waiting patiently for you to step into it. The key lies not in pushing harder or forcing outcomes, but in aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the natural flow of life. When you release resistance, nurture clarity, and embrace the dynamic unfolding of your desires, you unlock a powerful current that will bring what you seek with grace and speed. Remember, manifestation is not a sprint, but a dance between your intentions and the universe's infinite creativity. Trust this process, be patient yet persistent, and stay open to unexpected blessings that may surpass your wildest dreams. The moment you stop struggling and start flowing, you will see that the universe responds instantly, working tirelessly to bring your desires into your reality. So, right now, commit to this new way of being. Step into the space of faith, surrender, and joyful expectancy, Try the simple but profound steps shared today and watch as, within the hour, the energy around you shifts and your desires begin to move toward you effortlessly. This is your invitation to manifest not just what you want, but the very life you are meant to live. Abundant, free, and full of purpose. The power is already within you. All that's left is for you to believe it, feel it, and allow it. Effortless manifestation is here. Will you embrace it?